Hi guys, I am Lauren. Welcome back to my channel, which still not decided on a name change. God. But at any rate, I decided to do something a little quick and fun. This is the top 10 times that Booktube recommendations have given me life. So these aren't in really any particular order, but they are my top 10 favorites. Not my top 10 favorite books per se, but my top 10 favorite book recommendations that came from this awesomeness. That is Booktube. Alright, so the first one I'm just going to start off with because I do not have a physical copy of this book with me. I have an audiobook format, and that is Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. Now, I think I had seen it on Goodreads anyway, but I didn't know how truly awesome it was, especially the audiobook version, until I got it until I saw the book recommendations on Booktube. And if you love mythology, like I love mythology and mythology retellings and fairy tales, folklore, all these stories that are just like passed down and based in religion, and I love them. In another life, I probably could have been an anthropologist. I actually thought about studying religion for a little while. Like, not everyday us religion, but like ancient religion and mythology. I really did want to major in Greek mythology. I'm getting off the rails here. If you love those things, check out Norse Mythology, but you have got to freaking listen to it in audiobook format because Neil Gaiman himself, funny, that's his Twitter handle. Anyway, Neil Gaiman, the author, actually narrates the audiobook himself, and oh my god, it is fabulous. Anyway, number 2, Strange Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Now this one is another one that I had seen like bantered around a lot on Goodreads, but as everybody knows, the summaries are vague AF, and it's for good reason. But it wasn't until I debated on it back and forth until I saw a lot of people reviews who have arcs of it before it came out, and nobody had one single negative thing to say about it, and that I'm so glad to this day. So glad I did not let this fabulousness slip through my fingers. On that same vein, I will jump to number 3, which is The Daughter of Smoke and Bone, also by Laini Taylor. This is another one. I think I had seen them already, but I really wasn't psyched about them. I mean, I'd bought them, but I was debating on just like unhauling. Well, I don't unhaul books. I was debating on just letting them sit there for like bookshelf purposes. And it wasn't until I read this beauty that I went and start to look up more in-depth reviews of this one, and I knew Laini Taylor was just gonna be my person. She's my spirit animal. I will buy everything she writes from now until eternity. For number 4, I am going with The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. I love this book so damn much. It is not funny. Not only is it a retelling, which I love, but it is not just a regular retelling. It is a retelling of 1001 Nights, which I told you, like my mythology, my Greek mythology, and just tales from other cultures that are passed down. This is an Arabian story that is very old, very, very old, and I already loved it and the stories inside of it, so just to have a retelling of it, I was already excited about it, and this is just written so beautifully. So beautifully. I love it so much. Oh my god. And Khalid. I love Khalid. I love Khalid a lot. Jesus. Ugh. Number 5, An Ember in the Ashes by Sama Tahir. This one really surprised me. I was expecting it to just be okay, and I thought it was just really, really, really gonna be overhyped because of the amount of people that talk about it on Booktube, but Christ almighty, I only just read this book last month, and I'm so mad at myself that I waited so long because it's kind of been on my TBR, but it was like a tentative, I'll get to it when I get to it, and then finally I picked it up, and it's just like, what have I been doing with my life? This book. Ugh, this book. Just the romance in this book, oh my god, it's beautiful. It's not even like that there's a particularly insane like writing style or plot. It's just the execution. Something about the execution makes me love this book. Number 6, I have Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Now, I had already read Shadow and Bone, which is the first book in the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, and so because of that, I liked it okay. I had this just kind of faintly just floating around my TBR, and then I bought it, and it was sitting on my bookshelf for forever, and it wasn't until Leanna was like, read this book, what are you doing? I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. She was like, no, read the book. I was like, I'll get to it, it's fine. She was like, no, read the book. And then I read the book, and I was like, why didn't you tell me? Oh, it's so awesome. And Kaz Brekker is my baby. I love him. I understand a lot of people think he is Gary Stu, but I don't care. I love Kaz Brekker so much. And if you didn't believe me, look at this fabulousness. Leanna from Leanna's Library sent this to me, and I'm pretty sure like I just, oh my god, just, I love her. Look at this. So, at any rate, yeah. I have nothing awesome to say. Just look at how fabulous it is. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to hold it for the rest of this video. I'll Brekker you if you don't like it. Just kidding. For number 7, I have the Red Rising Trilogy by Pierce Brown. This is the most stabbiest of gut-wrenching, like, it's like Game of Thrones in space. Not that like the plots or anything are the same, but just the same way that you get attached to people in Game of Thrones and it surprises you with this viciousness sometimes. That, yeah, I don't know why the blurb compares it to Ender's Game and Hunger Games. It's like a really big pet peeve of mine with dystopians, but stabby and dark and gut-wrenching, but fabulous. Read it. For number 8, I have Hunted by Megan Spooner. This one is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. So already I was kind of going to be predisposed to like it, but just for one, the formatting. So it's a mix of, I can't remember the name of it, but Beauty and the Beast and a Russian folklore tale, I believe, or a Russian fairy tale. But then the formatting of it is so freaking creative also, which I love. So it is from our main character's point of view, the female, our Belle, Beauty, whatever you want to call her. But every time it gets to the male, to the beast's point of view, it has these like lovely forest backgrounds. Yeah, so like later on, as the beast is struggling with his inner beast and his control, the pages start to get like either, I don't know if it's blood splatter or ink splatter because it's written in script, not type font. So it only just occurred to me that might be ink. I always thought it was blood, like maybe he was losing his shit and tearing up stuff. But I don't know, either or. And I love this book so much. Not only is the formatting creative, but it's not a flat out just plain regurgitation of Beauty and the Beast. And number 9, speaking of retellings, I have Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. And I believe this book I saw on Sam's channel, Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. And I was like, that looks interesting. Really, it was just a cover thing. It grabbed me, and at the time, like, I was just basically buying anything that she was recommending. And I was watching her old videos, and this one popped up. In like the background over like in the area code somewhere, and it is also a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but it's like Roman Greco kind of inspired, and Jesus, I love this so much. Like this one even better than that one. A lot of people don't like it, but they don't like it because one, because it's a little dark, and then two, because our main heroine Nyx, she's not like the most likable, like special snowflake sweetheart of a person as our fairy tale retelling heroines tend to be. I mean, she's kind of a dick, and I like that about her a lot. And then lastly, I have Illuminated by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This book is a sci-fi book, which again I had been seeing on Goodreads, and I was kind of hesitant about it because I'm a giant sci-fi fan, but sci-fi is one of those things for me that is better visually. If you don't do it right in books, it just falls flat, and for me that happens more often than not, even though I'm a giant sci-fi fan. It's just a lot of the futuristic aspects of it are just a lot better to see. Take Valerian, for instance, even though the movie everybody says is trash, visually it's awesome. Or just like, what is that movie with Channing Tatum and that one visually is awesome, even though the plot kind of was another one that sucked. Or Avatar, visually, oh my god, amazing. You could have imagined it, but it's just so much more awesome being able to see somebody's depiction of it. That is the only time, or a lot of the times, I would prefer the movies over the books. But this one surprised me, and I believe it's because visually in this book was very creative in the same way that Hunted was, but a lot more. So it's told from emails and data logs and journals and things like that. So a lot of times, like, the backgrounds are different. You get in, like, the computer's head, like, just like so. So visually it is very, very creative. Yeah, so it's journals, data entries, file folders, all that kind of cool stuff that they were actually able to physically, like, make it look like the pages, make the pages in the book look like these things. It wasn't predictable in the way that I expected. Now that I think about it, I was like, some of the plot aspects were kind of predictable, but not in the way I was expecting. So for a YA sci-fi, I was pleasantly surprised. That is that. Those are the top 10 times that Booktube recommendations have given me life. And what are your favorite books that you have read that you would not have read if it was not for Booktube? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and please subscribe if you have not already. And I will catch you in my next video. Bye, y'all.